Leaders rise on waves of emotion. They fall when those emotions change. But Vladimir Putin is different. Through economic collapse, political unrest, war, sanctions, global criticism, and international isolation, he has remained at the center of Russian power for more than 2 decades. This is not luck. It is not coincidence. It is psychology. To understand Vladimir Putin, you must move beyond headlines, beyond opinions, beyond political debate. You must ask a deeper question. What kind of mindset allows a man to survive and dominate in one of the most unstable political environments of the modern world? Tonight, we are not judging. We are analyzing, because power is rarely emotional. Power is strategic, and Vladimir Putin's psychology was built long before he ever entered the Kremlin. Chapter 1. A childhood in a city of survivors. Vladimir Putin was born on October 7, 1952, in Leningrad, now known as St. Petersburg. His upbringing was modest. His family lived in a communal apartment. But the city itself carried something far heavier. Leningrad was marked by the memory of the Second World War and the devastating siege of Leningrad, one of the deadliest sieges in history. Hundreds of thousands died. The city survived through endurance, not comfort. When a society grows up surrounded by stories of survival, it learns something early. Stability is precious. Collapse is catastrophic. This environment shapes perspective. It teaches that weakness can destroy entire systems. And later in life, Putin would repeatedly emphasize order, stability, and state control. For him, chaos was never romantic. Chaos was threat. Chapter 2. The Intelligence Mind. After studying law, Putin joined the KGB, the Soviet Union's state security agency. He served for years, including time in East Germany. The KGB was not simply employment. It was psychological conditioning. Intelligence officers are trained to observe more than they reveal, to collect leverage, to maintain emotional control, to assume that vulnerability invites exploitation. These traits are still visible. Putin rarely speaks impulsively. He chooses words carefully. He maintains composure even in tense interviews. Silence becomes tool. Stillness becomes signal. In intelligence culture, emotional restraint is strength, and strength, projected consistently, becomes identity. Chapter 3. Watching a superpower collapse. In 1989, while serving in East Germany, Putin witnessed the fall of communist authority in Europe. The Berlin Wall collapsed. Governments fell rapidly. Soon after, the Soviet Union itself dissolved. For many, this was liberation. For others, it was humiliation and instability. Putin later described the collapse of the Soviet Union as a major geopolitical tragedy. Regardless of political opinion, this moment left a psychological imprint. A system that once appeared permanent vanished within years. The lesson was brutal. No state is immune to collapse. From that point forward, one theme becomes clear in his leadership: prevent weakness, prevent fragmentation, prevent collapse, because once control is lost, recovery is uncertain. Chapter 4. The Controlled Rise. In the 1990s, Russia experienced economic turmoil and political instability. Putin entered politics during this uncertain period. He worked in St. Petersburg under Mayor Anatoly Sobchak. Later, he moved to Moscow and rose quickly within the federal government. In 1999, he became prime minister. Soon after, he became acting president, then president. His rise was methodical. He did not build mass movements through emotional speeches. He built trust within power structures. He advanced step by step, position by position. This reflects a personality that values systems over spectacle. He did not attempt to dominate immediately. He positioned himself to endure. Chapter 5. Image as Armor. One of the most consistent aspects of Putin's leadership is image control. Public appearances are measured. Body language is deliberate. Emotion is limited. He projects physical strength, composure, and endurance. This is not random branding. In political psychology, image communicates stability. A leader who appears calm during crisis signals control. Supporters interpret this as confidence. Opponents interpret it as resolve. In both cases, the message is identical. The system is steady. Image becomes armor. Armor becomes deterrence. Chapter 6. The refusal to appear weak. In many political systems, leaders admit mistakes publicly. Putin rarely does. Instead, events are reframed within broader national narratives. The reasoning is strategic. In a worldview shaped by collapse, weakness signals vulnerability. Vulnerability invites pressure. Pressure invites instability. Therefore, firmness becomes default posture. Even in moments of crisis, the tone remains controlled. Certainty becomes psychological weapon. Consistency builds authority, and authority reinforces control. Chapter 7. The state above all. Throughout his presidency, Putin has emphasized sovereignty, security, and centralized authority. The state must be strong. The military must be capable. Foreign influence must be limited. In this worldview, international politics is not about approval. It is about leverage. Alliances shift. Power balances change. Respect is often tied to strength. This perspective aligns with someone trained in intelligence and shaped by the collapse of a superpower. In that mindset, trust is cautious, preparation is constant, and national power is protection. Chapter 8. Narrative as Power. Modern power is not only physical, it is informational. Controlling narrative shapes legitimacy. Legitimacy shapes authority. Under Putin's leadership, media strategy has played a central role in shaping perception inside Russia and abroad. In systems where unity is prioritized, information management becomes strategic. A fragmented narrative can create uncertainty. Uncertainty can weaken control. Therefore, narrative discipline becomes extension of state discipline. Psychologically, this reflects one consistent objective: maintain cohesion. Prevent instability. Project certainty. Chapter 9. The core psychological pattern. When we step back, a pattern emerges. A childhood shaped by survival culture. Training in a security institution. Witnessing state collapse. Rising to power during national instability. Each layer reinforces the same principle. Stability is survival. Control prevents chaos. Authority deters fragmentation. Whether one views this as strength or rigidity depends on perspective. But psychologically, the pattern is consistent. Putin does not operate primarily through charisma. He operates through endurance. He does not chase emotional approval. He prioritizes durability. Conclusion: the psychology of endurance. Vladimir Putin's longevity in power is not accidental. It reflects a deeply ingrained belief. Weakness invites collapse. Collapse invites loss of control. And loss of control is unacceptable. He projects steadiness because instability shaped him. He prioritizes state strength because he witnessed state collapse. He limits emotional display because emotional unpredictability undermines authority. Understanding this psychology does not require agreement. It requires observation, because geopolitics is not only about policies, it is about the minds behind them. And in the case of Vladimir Putin, that mind was shaped by survival, discipline, and the memory of a fallen superpower. Power fades, but endurance remains. And endurance in politics is its own form of victory.